Good morning, Gab fam. We're back for episode 3 of the Daily Gab. And today's topic is self-censorship in this like cancel culture world and privacy. And I guess I'll kick this off by talking about Twitter censorship right now. Whenever you get a tweet censored or blocked on Twitter, they lock up your account and then they tell you you have to delete this tweet to actually unlock your account. And I view this from someone commented this and it makes so much sense that it's almost this subtle go against your convictions move. So like if you believe in what you tweeted, they're making you click it away, they're making you delete it away yourself, even though when they totally have the power to delete any bad tweets and just leave your account up, they're making you make that decision and go against your convictions and change you. And so they
Totally.
have this grand plan of what they believe the greater good is, whether it is actually better for you or not, or they have this greater good that they push on you. And I think that form of forced self censorship in Twitter is like it's bad for your inner soul.
Totally. And that's so I felt the same way about the whole like mask thing. About like you like
Yeah,
they make you put it on, yourself. And it's almost like a small form of like blackmail also of like if you don't do this, then you can't like have this or whatever. And the other thing that just made me think of as you were talking to was about in Atlas Shrugged when Hank Reardon is like, no, you can come and take the metal from me, but I'm not selling it to you. Like I'm not giving it to you. Like
yeah,
you can come and take it from like go ahead. Like there's no guards. You can come and take it,
yeah.
but I'm not
You're
giving
gonna
it.
have
But I'm
to
not giving it to you.
show your
Like
hand.
yeah, and so it's you're right. That's really interesting of how, Twitter makes you be the one to do it.
Yeah, and I think that this leads into like and first of all, I want to say I totally agree about the mask thing. Like this muzzle feeling, and if you kind of don't believe that this virus is going to affect you in any way, and you don't believe that it's going to affect the people around you, and you've been living your life, and let's be honest, like the stats aren't quite showing that it's super dangerous. So when you're forced to do something like that, it makes you a little less confident. It's a poison pill to your confidence just deep down. And I think that that's a big deal. Like on a societal level, it's a demoralization tactic. And what this
Mhm.
gets me into is how this actually leads to privacy. Privacy is actually a human enabler of you to stay true to your convictions. And I'm glad that Gab lets you be anonymous and like and supports your free speech because these are important things to not being changed by your external world and not being forced into a certain small box. And this is almost a human right. And to get around to the Bitcoin side of it, like having your money, since we already talked about in episode 1, your dollar is a vote. Like
Mhm.
they're forcing the way you're voting with those dollars in a lot of ways by having non-private money. And a lot of people on Gab, especially when I talk about Bitcoin, are worried about cashless society, but there's ways for Bitcoin to be private still because it's pseudonymous. It's not related to your name at all. They're anonymous addresses. So if you have good practices, you can totally be private in this. And so privacy of money and speech. Go ahead.
Yeah. Bitcoin is cash. Bitcoin is digital
Yes.
cash in terms
Yes.
of the like cash is the bearer asset. Like when you lose $20, you can't call the bank back and say, "Hey, can you give me my $20 back?" No, you lost the like asset. And then also how when you pay with the physical amount of money, there's no record of the transaction only between the two people doing it. That is the same in Bitcoin. There's some
Yep.
nuances to it depending on what wallet you're using and
And
depending on some things,
depending on where
but
you got your Bitcoin, like
mhm. But the core of that is still there, is that peer-to-peer transfer from the thing, and guaranteed it will have more of those properties than a central bank digital currency or a corporate coin or a Libra or any of that stuff. And so definitely, I've seen a lot of that on Gab too, about kind of a nervousness about Bitcoin, is causing the cashless society. And it's a lot of things like life is happening, like Bitcoin is happening. And so definitely no, Bitcoin is a tool that you can use for your sovereignty as the world continues changing and changing.
And more importantly, as we get into a circular economy environment, the privacy goes tenfold. When you're paying your supplier for the stuff that you sell, and your supplier is paying, for his food from your farm, and you got this circular aspect of business from all parties that are giving goods and services. This circular economy increases the privacy level, and it brings back it to how Bitcoin is going to help this big time. Because Bitcoin's all peer to peer, so the circular economy is the perfect place to put that into action.
And the circular economy gives privacy because there's no on and off ramps between the kind of corporate coin and Fed coins, and between the circular economy of free individuals.
Yeah, no, and when you earn Bitcoin in a sort of circular economy, like if you take it for rent right now, you're actually earning it in a way that it can't be tracked at all. So that's important too. Like, just starting to take Bitcoin for any sort of service you're doing is a private way of earning it. So right off the bat, it's cash as soon as you get it. Like no issues with know your customer, anti-money laundering laws, or anything like that. So yeah, great riff, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Later.